Well, Merry Christmas, everyone. Or at least it felt like Christmas morning
in this house.
today. Danny Wimmer Presents blessed us with an early lineup release for Welcome to Rockville 2024. If you guys have followed us for any period of time, we've covered Welcome to Rockville now for just about 10 years. We've been going to just about every one of the Welcome to Rockvilles, I think, except for the first. And if there's ever a thing that I would say we could be looked at as potential experts, although however scary that is, I would say it would be Welcome to Rockville. We've been going since Rockville was in Jacksonville. Back in anyway, we've been going to Rockville since Jacksonville, when the name Rockville actually made sense because it tied to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And now it's Daytona, and it doesn't really work with Rocktona or not. And I'm futzing with the gimbal here, so bear with me. This lineup, probably the greatest lineup that they've ever released. And I think we said that for like the last couple of years, but bear with us because like back when Rockville was kind of starting, we went from 2 days of some good bands. It was kind of like going to like Earth Day Birthday or, you know, those types of festivals or 98 Rock Fest and things. To we eventually went over the hump and we made it to 3 days.
And that kicked our butts.
Yeah, and we had some lineups that were really kind of not the greatest, to the point of like they were basically selling like $1 tickets or $2 tickets to try to pad everything there and at least get sales from the vendors. To now, you know, there's so many different choices over the last couple of years. There's been so many bands that there's so much overlap that it's difficult to really plan like who do you even want to see. I mean, but the lineup this year is astounding for the amount of bands that are there, providing that you get to see some of those bands not due to rain or other type of weather activities. Rain is okay, the show goes on. Once lightning happens, I mean, everybody kind of dubbed 2 years ago Welcome to Rainville, but it wasn't necessarily the rain. It was the fact that you're in a giant racetrack out in the open, and the ordinance says that once there's lightning within, like, I think it's a 10-mile radius, that it needs to shut down, and you need to find shelter. And last year, we had one instance of it, or this year, rather, 2023, but we had kind of like the ominous thing where it was coming all around us. That's what she said. But it didn't happen the next time. And this coming year, 2024, Rockville will be taking place May 9th through May 12th. So it's 2 weeks earlier than it has been in the last couple of years, except for the November one where everybody says, well, couldn't you have it in November?
It's going back to where it was kind of
in the Jacksonville years.
It started in April and then it got pushed a little bit, you know.
Yeah, it used to sync up with like Earth Day Birthday and be like the week after or so. And in any event, it's May 9th through May 12th. It doesn't mean that it's not going to rain, because guess what? It's going to rain. It's Florida. It's going to rain at some point. You just got to hope that there's no lightning. So there's 150 bands this time. That's 50 more than they had in 2023. And there's 5 stages, so there's one more stage. And I think initially they released a map where said there was going to be 6 stages.
Yeah, and then they pulled that back.
Maybe 7 stages. Maybe your stage is going to have a stage on top of it. But five stages, 150 bands. Not all of the bands were announced today, although the majority of them were. Yeah. And it was wild coming into this because everybody always has like who they project that they should have brought on. Like I want to say Aftershock in California announced last week, it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago, that Iron Maiden was going to play. So everybody assumed Iron Maiden is going to play. And I think like the Iron Maiden fan community was like that they're not going to play Rockville because
they're not in the States.
They're not in the States at that time, and the California dates they synced up with their tour that was out west at that time of year. They're not going to be over this way, and it's not a one-off big show where they're paying them the bucks to come in to play that one show. Plus, I think Bruce is doing solo shows all around that time. So no Maiden this time around, but what we did get was just phenomenal. And you know, the speculation, I figured we might get Green Day because Green Day's on tour at that time. Didn't happen. which is great because I like Green Day. They're no knock against them, but they're not a favorite of mine. And we just saw them a couple of years ago on a stadium tour also. And I would have figured that AC/DC would have been part of the dealio, but AC/DC so far not announcing tour dates and not part of Rockville.
No, but my favorite band is playing.
Yeah, so...
that was the one leak, well, not leak, but the one, preview.
So what we did, instead of going through every single band that's on the lineup, we took time today to go through what the top 5 bands were for each of us. Like, here's the reality, because we're going to give you some tips and talk about Rockville in general. The stages, it's not sequential in order. There are a ton of bands that play at the same time as other bands. So when you're buying tickets and you're like, I need to see Disturbed and I need to see Judas Priest and I need to see this, you're not going to see them all together.
Or if you do see them, you're going to see half
or
and
less.
Run to the other set.
Yeah.
And,
it's like, I mean, the crowd size and the depth of the amount of people standing, because it is a flat area. There's, and there's nowhere else for you to go. You're going to be like 2 football fields back when you're trying to go back and forth between some of these bands. And you're going to see like little tiny fleas. Like
the earlier bands during the day, you're up close. But... And
this year, it's going to be packed like sardines. Let's call it like it is. Like every year, so the Jacksonville years, I think there's a bunch of us that have been going for so many years. We reminisced about like, how close you could get because it was only like, a couple 10,000 of people that were going to those shows. And now we're at the point where it's like, hey, 50,000 people might crowd into the bowl of Daytona International, and it's going to be packed. And in order to get from stage to stage, it's like a good, like 3/4 of a mile or almost a mile in between the 2 main stages. To be able to get back and forth, it takes, at least even as of last year, like a good 20 minutes to be able to walk in between those stages.
As the day progresses,
it's very difficult.
It gets so packed. But during the early times of the day, you can whip back and forth with no problem.
Like Will Smith's kid. Just jumped in my head. But in any event, we picked 5 bands each that were like can't misses for us. And every time that I do this and say like, hey, we're looking forward to this and this and this. Like last year I said, like, I'm not a fan of Tool. Then people are like, dude, you're an idiot. Like, how do you not like Tool? Or, like everybody likes somebody else.
Yes.
This is who we like.
Yeah.
And for Thursday, I'm going to give my top 5 first. And I have some honorable mentions also. But for... top 5 for me that I absolutely positively need to see. Anthrax, Machine Head, Kerry King's new band. This will be their first show playing, and I'm imagining he's going to play some Slayer songs in there too. Most importantly is Insane Clown Posse. It's crazy. I've not seen Insane Clown Posse live. I've seen Shaggy 2 Dope. But if there's any band that cancels on this tour, it better not be them. I am very much looking forward to Insane Clown Posse. And then my 5th must-see band is Biohazard. Biohazard, Brooklyn's own. We used to see them at Lemoore in Brooklyn. And I think they got back together last year. And I love Biohazard. My audibles, because that's 5, and it's really tough on Thursday. It's such a stacked lineup. But my other alternate bands that I'm like, I gotta, probably see some of it. Judas Priest, Motley. We've seen Motley bunches of times, and their live shows progressively get worse over time. But now they've got John 5, and people that criticized me a couple of years ago for going to see John 5 set over Jerry Cantrell's set, you probably understand. I love John 5.
He was at John 5. I was at Jerry Cantrell.
I just don't love John 5 in Motley Crue. The other 2 bands that are on my Audible list are Dirty Honey and Lacuna Coil. We've seen Lacuna Coil before too. I love Lacuna Coil. And Mary's top 5 bands.
All right. Judas Priest, number 1. One ever.
My thing about Judas Priest is that it is Judas Priest. I love, I love the old stuff. It's not necessarily what I consider Judas Priest anymore because we're down to,
I know.
like two original members.
But it's Rob Halford.
Yeah.
It's Rob Halford.
It's true.
It's my favorite band ever. So, I will be there for Judas Priest. Then Point North. Then Machine Head. Insane Clown Posse. And then I have a tie between Anthrax and Biohazard. And then after that, maybe Stabbing Westward and Mudvayne, Disturbed, Saliva. Yeah. Oh, The Word Alive. I'm sorry. That's the other one.
It's just like every band.
Yeah. No, that's...
Usually we put out videos every year and we put like highlight clips in there for different bands. I'm not positive that we'll do that this year because I feel like we should go straight after so many years of being on
Just
the bad
cover
list.
everything.
So you guys should know that Danny Wimmer Presents has been super cool to us over the years. We had media at one point. The one thing that you couldn't do for media was film any bands. And we interviewed a band backstage. It was very difficult to get any type of labels or bands to talk to us because, who are we? And then the one thing that we did was a highlight video, which they said, like,
No,
we can have you back the next year, but the one thing you can't do, again, is break the rules. And I was like, I know I'm going to break the rules, so maybe didn't get media again.
Yep.
So in any event, Friday... I have Limp Bizkit, Non-Point, Kim Dracula, Mr. Bungle, and Mushroom Head. And my alternates or bands that I could see again or see all together: Electric Callboy, we haven't seen them. Living Color, haven't seen them in decades. Polaris, we've seen before. I'd like to see them again. And Kitty, I haven't seen in forever. I'd love to see Kitty again.
All right. I've got Limp Bizkit, Non-Point, Flat Black, Sleep Theory, and Catch Your Breath.
Catch Your Breath is really good.
Then I have like alternates, Kim Dracula and Alien Ant Farm.
We saw Alien Ant Farm on Warped Tour.
I know.
Back.
And then Rain City Drive.
Rain City Drive, we saw this. I think it was just this past year, right? Like they were pretty boring.
I like them.
I don't think I've ever seen Mushroom Head play, so I would like to see them. But most importantly, Non-Point has been a swing and a miss for me for years now. And again, like the one time that we saw that Non-Point, we watched like half their set or the majority of their set at Rockville the one year in Jacksonville when tornadoes actually touched down around the place, and it was insane. And,
we were under the overpass,
yeah, they cut
like,
their set.
ready to die.
Everybody's got to go see, look for shelter or whatever. So, anyway.
That was funny.
Saturday, Foo Fighters, obviously. Everyone's going to see the Foo Fighters, and we're going to be probably, like, you might as well be standing in Orlando trying to see the stage for Foo Fighters.
Yep.
Mammoth, Wolfie Van Halen, and Stone Temple Pilots, Cypress Hill, and Code Orange are the bands that I had as must-sees. I also have as alternates L7 is playing. L7 is playing Rockville. I mean, who would think that? But I love L7. So, A Day to Remember is an alternate. I feel like the problem is there are going to be so many people to see A Day to Remember. And the last time that they played Rockville, we were like, again.
Way back.
Yeah, way back. And
we were by the sound booth, like.
Yeah, that was the year that we actually paid for VIP, and we tried to go in like the VIPs, just couldn't see anything. Helmet, I haven't seen Helmet in forever, and I'm wondering if like Helmet still is going to have Frank Bello maybe playing. He played with them for some time with Anthrax, because I think it's funny the members from Anthrax might be playing in different sets, because Mr. Bungle also has Scott Ian at this point. But my alternates, anyway, it's L7, ADTR, a Helmet, Head PE. Head PE just played in Sanford, Florida a couple months ago, which is the next kind of town over from us. And it was a tiny bar, like back West End Trading that they played at. Baroness is another alternate, and Crowbot. We've seen Crowbot a couple of times already. I love Crowbot. Those guys are awesome.
All right, for me, Foo Fighters, of course. Mammoth, WVH, Stone Temple Pilots, a definite. Then I have Fire from the Gods and Code Orange. And then my alternates are Primus. Never seen Primus.
So fun fact, I saw Primus and Anthrax play. Well, here's the better thing. At New York City at the Ritz in 91, I saw Anthrax, Public Enemy, Primus, and Young Black Teenagers were one show.
Oh,
Most
nice.
insane show ever.
Then
everything comes back to Anthrax.
I know, my alternates are Primus, A Day to Remember, L7, Helmet, and Crowbot.
Crowbot.
Yeah, so that's that day.
Sunday, the last day.
I have a lot of stars on here.
And it's funny because I felt like Sunday might have been one of the weakest days for me, but Sunday, for Sunday, the biggest band that I want to see, or band that I want to see the most, is Shadows Fall is coming back, right? So Shadows Fall, we've seen a couple of times. We've had some drunken escapades with them back in the day. We also had Jess
Meet them.
from one of our favorite pictures. Shadows Fall was supposed to play at House of Blues 1 year, and House of Blues canceled them because that's what they do in Orlando if they don't like certain bands. And instead they played at Van Skate Park for free.
Mm-hmm.
And
in the parking lot.
Yeah, and after the show, we got to talk to Brian for a bit, and Jess took a picture with him as like a little kid. With one of my favorite memories.
That's when we met Dom.
Well,
I met Dom.
Yeah, and we also hung out with those guys when they opened up for. They played with Lacuna Coil, and they opened up for Stone Sour, and I embarrassingly had said to Brian backstage while Corey was standing there, like, those guys should be opening up for you. And Corey was like, I agree. And that was
funny.
Something I'll never forget.
Yeah.
But ironically, Shadows Fall's playing early in the day, and Slipknot's playing at night.
That's nice.
Slipknot
Really
is
funny.
on the list. You got to see Slipknot. They'll have a new drummer by then. Wage War is on the list for me. Sum 41 and Sebastian Bach. What a dark horse to have Sebastian playing a show. But I love Skid Row. It's one of my favorite metal bands in the late 80s, 89 and 88 when they played L'Amour and stuff. And then, onwards to Slave to the Grind. Ironically, on that Slave to the Grind tour, I went 3 times in the tri-state area when Pantera opened up for them. And that's when I got to meet and talk to Vinny and Dime and Ace Frehley on the side of the stage because they were just hanging out. But anyway, Sebastian's on the list to see. And then Architects as an audible, and Nita Strauss and Movements.
Okay, I have a lot. Even though he only said pick 5. I'm gonna pick more than that. Slipknot, my other favorite band. Architects, Wage War. Bad Omens, Theory of a Dead Man, Nita Strauss, Black Veil Brides, Shadows Fall, Eva Under Fire, Blind Channel, and Afterlife. Those are my whole day. I'm going to be running like a little chicken without a head. And then my alternates was Sum 41, Breaking Benjamins.
This is Sum 41's farewell tour, by the way.
And there was another.
We just saw them on Warped Tour a few years ago, too.
Drowning Pool. That was my alternates.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was that.
So that's who we're looking forward to. The lineup is so vast. I'm sure,
So
if you guys are looking forward to, and you're going to any of the days, just leave a comment and let us know who you're looking forward to the most. Mm-hmm. Tickets are on sale. We got in on the early bird. Every year that we go, we buy tickets blindly before they even announce a single artist, and they're always cheapest that way. But as of the video that we're recording right now, they're in like tier 1 pricing, and the prices go up considerably as it gets closer to the show and the more tickets sell. So right now, you can get general admission tickets for a single day for $110 a day, or for the weekend pass for 4 days for $290. You can do VIP, which is $210 a day or $620 for the weekend, or Owners Club, which is $1,600, and it's only for all 4 days.
That's crazy.
And I know one of the things I do want to say is that we shot a video. I'll put a link here in the description below. Last year, we won a contest with Danny Wimmer that they upgraded our tickets. We had general admission tickets, and they upgraded them to Owners Club, so we were able to sample Owners Club, and we take you along and show you what the difference is between Owners Club, VIP, and general admission. And I think this has been coming for so long. A lot of people ask, is VIP worth it? Is Owners Club worth it? And worth is very relative to the person that's buying something, right? So I can't tell you if it's worth it for you. I can tell you for me, VIP and Owners Club was not worth the upcharge for either of those. The VIP section offers you some shaded areas, and it's got a shaded bar, and it's got some seats, but people camp those seats from the moment the gates open in the day. They are sitting in those seats. They do not get you closer to the stage in VIP whatsoever. It's not like having a separate barricaded area for you to get up to the stage.
No. It's on the side.
It's on the side, and it's from a good distance. And Owners Club, to me, there's like a lot of good perks. There's a tent with air conditioning that you can sit down, and actual couches and places to sit. Every drink that you get, whether it's alcohol or non-alcohol, is included in that price. So you're just basically paying tips because you want to be a good steward and tip your waitresses and bartenders and stuff like that. And they have finger foods or snacks that come around. Like, so at one point they have like cold snacks like pretzels or
early in the day they
like
have
that.
The cold
Hummus
stuff, and the warm
things.
Stuff is at
then they have warm
after
stuff and
3 or 4.
When it's like a warm stuff, it might be like sliders with like Nashville chicken or things like that. And it's not like it's a full meal or anything.
No, just little bite-sized things.
You got to think.
You can go up like 5 times, so you can have a full meal.
So if the price of getting into the show alone is $290 right now for those 4 days, general admission, you're spending an extra $1,300 for those 4 days. Can you drink $1,300 worth of alcohol? I know some people are going to say they can, but trust me, we tried it, and I couldn't do it. So,
and and it's not like per couple; it's per person. So,
there are other places that there's a.
I don't even drink $1,300 worth of water.
Yeah, there are water stations too, but it's kind of here and there, but. There are seats above in the Owners Club that are also shaded, but they're at least up a little bit so that you can see the stage. Again, Owners Club is not getting you any premier seating on the stage or right there.
Right next to it, no.
You're still a good distance away, so it's basically like at least 50 yards or, more than 50 yards. It's got to be at least like 100 yards or 200 yards away from the stage. And, I'm just thinking golf-wise for anybody that plays, or football-wise, football field is 100 yards, right? Like, it's at least a football field away from the stage that you're sitting in, Owners Club.
Yeah, and it's only on one end.
Yeah.
The other end doesn't have one.
Owners Club also gets you into the VIP section, which is equal distance away from the stage as Owners Club.
And your drinks are still free at the VIP bars.
If you have Owners Club.
If you have Owners
Club. Not if you have VIP. VIP gets you nothing else for free, right? Like,
just
shade. You're paying for some shade and the bathrooms.
They have the
mobile bathrooms instead of porta potties. Big deal, right? Like, but that's for you guys to decide, like, whether that's worth it to you or not.
If you can't deal with the porta potties, and they actually last year they kept them incredibly clean.
The porta potties?
Yes, they did.
Okay. Then parking. If you prepay parking in advance, which I would recommend, right? Some people are going to tell you, like, dude, you could park at the mall across the street, or you could park at whatever. Here's the crapshoot of the world. Like, do you want to come back and find that your car has been towed? Pay for parking.
Yeah.
It's $125 for regular parking, and it's $185 for premier parking. And the premier is like, you think of it like another like 2 or 3 city blocks closer to the entranceway to be able to get in.
Yeah, but if you're parking the regular, it's not too far away.
That's what I'm saying. It's like 2 or 3 blocks further away.
Yeah.
It's, you're going to be walking the whole weekend. Every day of the festival, I want to say we probably walk like 10 miles a day.
Yeah.
It's not very wheelchair friendly and ADA friendly. There are those spaces for that stuff.
Yeah.
To be able to see on the stages, but you're walking on grass for the most time in most of these places. The other thing to consider is there's hotels in the area. A lot of the hotels are either booked already because people knew the dates that they were going to come. Or some of the cheaper end hotels, if you didn't pay in advance, they cancel reservations for people because they know they can get more closer to the event.
A lot of people get canceled, and then they have to find at the last minute, another option.
Yeah. So there is camping on site, RV camping and tent camping. We did tent camping last year. We did in the orange lot last year. There's all different lots, and you'd have to check their website to check out everything. But the tent camping runs anywhere from $259 for the 5 days of camping to $379. And the RV camping runs from like $459 to $829. The other more expensive lots that are right close to the stages, they've already sold out for RVs. So you can put on the wait list in case people decide that they're canceling. But for any of these things like the tickets and the parking and the RVs and stuff, you could do layaway plans online too, which is, we could be honest, like we do it every year.
We do it every year.
So like every year as soon as the show ends, they usually say like, hey, you could put your $10 down now for tickets for next year. And all of a sudden you're like, okay, a full year of paying off the thing.
The most we've had the layaway plan for was 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah, they because the tickets don't go on sale until then. And then once you get it, the next payment starts.
That's right, because they did that in the November show.
So it's about 6 months payments, and it's fantastic. $100 a month, you don't even think about it, instead of putting down so much money all at once.
Yeah, I just looked into the light. So, the one thing also, if you're camping, so I'm going to talk about camping for a moment. The camping experience was very hit and miss. I'm going to be very transparent about it. So the first day or first 2 days of camping were great. At least the first night was super fantastic. Like, you get a certain designated spot and you put your tent up and you shade and stuff like that. Everybody was super cool and hanging out and great neighbors and stuff. And just get very hot. If you're tent camping, it's Florida, dude. By the time that 7 o'clock in the morning rolls around, you're going to get up because it's so hot. Yeah. And we had a generator, an electric generator, like solar generator, that we were able to use like an oscillating fan in the tent and stuff, which still cooled you down until like 7:30 or so, and then all of a sudden you're roasting.
I was fine.
But, yeah. And then, you're pretty much out of the tent for the rest of the morning until the show starts. RVs, I'm sure, is different because they have ones with hookups and they have other ones that don't have hookups. But by the second night of camping, people were partying all night, at least for a good chunk of it. And then kind of got quiet at like 2 o'clock in the morning, which was fine because you're still getting like 5 hours of sleep. Then you get to like I want to say it was that Saturday night.
No, it was the Friday. It was Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night.
The Friday night, there was the giant party, and no knock against these guys because we're still part of like the Rockville camp group, and the people there are very, very friendly, very nice. Everyone that we talked to, but everybody wants to. And this, your reaction may vary depending on what you're looking for, right? Like, people partied all night long until like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I mean,
they woke me up at 5 o'clock.
At like, the last thing you wanted, like there was like big floodlights that were illuminating everything, and
it music, just so happened
music blasting. You could hear it everywhere. Yeah, we were right close to it, but you could hear it everywhere. And wherever you are, at 4 o'clock in the morning, there's going to be some dude literally standing outside your tent yelling, "Fucking Slayer!" as loud as they can. So if you'd like that, do it. Right? Like if you don't like it and you want to sleep, that shit ain't for you. Get some earplugs or do something. Like I was miserable that night, so much miserable that we left on that Saturday and went back home. And I was like, I'm done. Right? Like, and it's not because of camping itself. I love camping, but I understand that there's some lots that are better than other lots, and we're not going to be in that orange lot this year. I'm not going to tell you where I'm going to be because I don't want stalkers, but we'll be elsewhere.
Oh, and just be mindful. At regular camping, like out in the woods and stuff, it's nice, it's spacious, it's, it's airy. You are in a parking lot, and your tent will like match and hit the other tent, and sometimes go past each other. So you got to be comfortable with people 3 feet away from you.
The people next to us, you could hear them like snoring because like their
Yes.
their thing was like on top of ours. Like we're right next to each other. You probably want to try to alternate like where your tents are. And
We
stuff,
we had a tent that had the angled legs, and our leg went into theirs, their leg went into our space. But you know, everybody's cool with each other. It just was really funny because I heard we were snoring and they were snoring, so it's very close.
Yeah. By the way, those people left also on that Saturday.
Yeah, but they had other things to do.
Yeah, of course. Other things to do other than having somebody yelling, "Fucking Slayer!" You know, everybody's got something else to do but that. But the one benefit that the camping site does do that you don't even get through the hotel packages and stuff is Wednesday night, there is a special show just for the campers.
Mm-hmm.
And this 2023 version included Hatebreed. Hatebreed didn't play any of the other dates for Rockville except for that Wednesday, and the show was phenomenal.
Oh, it was awesome.
I mean, phenomenal. And, you know, I will say the one detriment is like when you unpack everything and you kind of do like your early camping, you could pay to get there earlier and stuff. Like we set up camp, I want to say we were done by like 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, yeah.
The only thing to do for the rest of the day was literally drink the entire day.
Just stare at
If
each
you like
other.
beverages.
We walked around, said hi to people.
And we drank a lot. And by the time the Hatebreed came on, they could have sounded like shit, but they were the greatest band I've ever seen in my life at that point. So they didn't announce the Wednesday bands for this year.
They haven't announced them yet.
You won't find out for some time, but I mean, my speculation, maybe we'll see the Darkness or some other band that we will get.
That would be cool.
The other days. Like, I would really be psyched about that.
Mm-hmm.
But in any event, that's what we're looking for. That's a quick tutorial on Rockville. We have a ton of Welcome to Rockville videos. Just search Cheap Seats in Rockville and there's going to be at least like 20 or 30 of them. And especially look at the one because the biggest question is going to be Owners Club versus VIP versus General. And people are just going to assume.
Yeah.
You know, it is very hard to drink $1,300 worth of alcohol. And the food.
I don't think I've ever done that.
Yeah. The food is not the greatest at Rockville either. It's all tent stuff and it's super expensive. So you pay like $15 for a slice of pizza or whatever it was. And
yeah. I mean, if you're going day to day and you're going back,
eat beforehand.
Eat something before, like a very, not a heavy meal, but a substantial meal, so it can get you past, and you can have a snack later, you know, and then eat when you go home. You know?
Eat beforehand.
Yeah, definitely. We've done that. You know, we've gone to.
There's a great taco place across the street.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and even if you camp, you can go in and out of the concert and outside of the track whenever you want, even during the show. If you are not camping and you are going to the show, you're locked into that racetrack for the entire duration of that day's show. There's no leaving and coming back for anything. So you are a victim of whatever the vendors want to charge for things.
Yeah, we went out for breakfast last year.
Yeah,
this past year.
A good portion. I was gonna say, you have to budget a lot for food. It is certainly nothing cheap, and every year they have like some type of giveaway. Like a couple of years ago, they had like gummy sharks, and I think I pretty much survived on gummy sharks for 4 days.
Yeah, we kind of like me and Jess too.
But
yeah, and they do have like free samples of different things.
That's what I mean. Like,
you go around and just pick them up.
Whatever it is. Welcome to Rockville. I am super looking forward to it. Now I wish we could just fast forward to Rockville.
To May.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So we're going to get out of here. Like I said, let us know what bands you're looking forward to seeing down below. And if you see us, say hello. We've met so many people in the Rockville community, the Rockvillans, over the years. By people watching these videos and then coming up to us and saying like, we watched your thing or you're the guy that does the thing. And
we love it.
Yeah, it's awesome. So thanks for watching. Thank you very much for coming along. Thank you very much for all of your likes, comments, and subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Have a great night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.